New GitHub merch. What developers need to know about generative AI. Facebook and Twitter both open source things, and a pick of the week that is almost certainly a scam that I will pay real money to probably not attend. All that and more on this episode of The Download. Welcome back to another episode of The Download. I'm your host, Christina Warren, Senior Developer Advocate at GitHub, and this is the show where we cover the latest developer news and open source projects. Please like and subscribe. So, quick note, because of some scheduling conflicts, I am actually recording this like 4 days early, so if/when something major happens, that's why I didn't cover it. That's all. All right, now this is the part of the show where I usually talk about my shirt. But this time, it's not just filler content. It's also promo for the newly relaunched GitHub Shop. That's right, our merch shop has been updated and it is better than ever. Head over to thegithubshop.com and check out our new stuff. So not only do we have some great new hoodies, like this one that I'm wearing, this is the Inverticat pullover hoodie in gray, but we've also got some brand new items too. For instance, there is now a beautiful new GitHub Art of the Octocat book that I cannot wait to get myself, and that celebrates all the artwork around Mona, our beloved mascot. There are also some great new bags, including a new hip pack in a bunch of fun colors, and there's also this, which is a brand new Timbuktu Parkside laptop bag, and check it out. Absolutely no cap, this is gonna be my new day-to-day backpack. It's sleek, it's well designed, the GitHub embroidery looks great, and on the inside, you've got enough spaces to, store a tablet. I've got laptops, laptop could go in here. You could have a water bottle. Look, have a fun GitHub t-shirt already inside. Genuinely, if you want a good-looking bag that also makes it clear that you're down with social coding, this is what you want. I promised Nicole that I would sell the out of this backpack, so please don't let me down. Anyway, head over to thegithubshop.com for more details, and I've got links in the show notes and the description for more on this. Moving on to some other GitHub news. My pal Damian Brady wrote a great post for the GitHub blog about what developers need to know about generative AI. Now, if you watch this show regularly, you're probably already familiar with some of the stuff that Damo talks about. But if you want a really good primer on the what's what about large language models, GANs, and transformer-based models, and what all this means for developers, this is a great blog post for you or for your friends, your colleagues, whoever. I've got a link in the show notes and the description down below on that. Moving on to some other news, the girls are open sourcing things. That's right, social media giants Facebook, Meta, and Twitter have both open sourced some stuff. So let's start with Facebook, because I'm never gonna get the name on that right. So Facebook just open sourced and released its new large-scale build system called Buck 2. And I'm now gonna read directly from the Facebook engineering blog so that I don't get anything wrong. So Buck 2 is Meta's open source large-scale build system, and it's now publicly available via the Buck 2 website and the Buck 2 GitHub repository. And while it shares some commonalities with other build systems like Buck 1 and Bazel, Buck 2 is a from-scratch rewrite. Buck 2 features a complete separation of the core and language-specific roles with increased parallelism, integration with remote execution and virtual file systems, and a redesigned console output. As I said, this system is now available on GitHub, and you can read the documentation, the Facebook engineering post, and view the GitHub repo for more information. I've got all of that helpfully linked down below. Build systems of this scale are definitely above my head, but I do love that Facebook, Meta. I love that Meta released this and that it's open source, so great job there. Now moving on to our problematic fave, that would be Twitter. Twitter's new daddy, Elon Musk, promised that he would open source the Twitter recommendation algorithm, but I'm gonna be honest, I didn't believe him because he tweets lots of stuff and then doesn't follow through. I'm not supposed to have my blue check mark anymore, but I still do. So I thought it was gonna be one of those things. But this time, Elon wasn't fronting. He did it. He actually open sourced the recommendation algorithm in a repo aptly named the algorithm on GitHub. Now, because this is Twitter, this didn't happen without some hilarity, like when it was discovered in the source code that Elon's tweets are absolutely prioritized over anyone else's. This was something that had previously been reported, but now we know this is a fact. But I'm still going to have to applaud this move because A, it didn't have to happen. And B, even though there is like very little that anyone else could do with this code, looking at how these algorithms are written and how they work on networks with this level of scale is utterly fascinating. So I've got a link to the Twitter blog post about this open sourcing of the algorithm, the GitHub repo, and some fun tweets about what we've discovered in the show notes and the descriptions down below. And now it's time for my pick of the week. All right, so can you believe that it has been 6 years since Fyre Festival imploded in real time all over our Instagram and Twitter feeds? I know, right? If you don't remember Fyre Festival, there are actually 2 very good documentaries about it and countless articles, but it was basically a disaster, and the guy who ran it wound up spending like 4 years in jail. But he is out, baby, and he has plans to bring Fyre Festival 2.0 back. And he announced that he's doing this where else but Twitter.com. I guess because he went to jail before TikTok became a thing. Honestly, TikTok would have made more sense to announce this, but I'm not gonna argue. I'm going to be completely honest. This is a terrible, terrible idea, but it's also an amazing idea that I obviously want to be part of in any way that I can. And I say this with absolute sincerity, that as long as I don't have to rely on transportation that Billy McFarland, the creator, provides, because I'm not going to sleep in a closed airport, I will do everything I can to attend this festival that almost certainly will not happen, if only for the memes. Like, I will pay money for an event I probably won't even be able to attend. Plus, you know I need the merch. Would you be willing to go to Fyre Festival too? What do you think about Twitter open sourcing the algorithm? What's your favorite piece of GitHub merch? Let me know all that in the comments down below. And while you're there, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the GitHub YouTube channel for all of your nerd needs. We're off next week, but I will see you next time.